Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Janine Between Episode video. I haven't decided what to call this yet. I'm testing out this new but old camera that it's just a GoPro that Teddy and I had laying around, and it's got like a speaker microphone situation, so excited to see what the quality will be like on this. But I did have a couple book reviews that I wanted to talk about, and I figured, I don't have my next podcast episode planned out just yet, so why not do a little review here? Test out the cam, see what the audio's like, let me know if you guys enjoy it and if it's quality enough, and then maybe I'll continue just doing videos through here. So I did finish 2 books that I have had yet to review. So the first book that I finished was Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller. It was good. I have read Circe in the past, and that one was also good. I did like Song of Achilles a little bit more. I love the idea of her reimagining Greek mythology and kind of putting her own romantic spin on some of the old Greek gods and goddesses. And Song of Achilles did not disappoint in that sense. I think it was hyped by a few of my really great friends, and I think I went into it expecting a lot more, so maybe that contributed to me not being as taken by the story as much. It was beautifully written. I feel like Madeline Miller, you could always count on her to kind of deliver a somewhat like a musical, elegant and very, how do I even describe it? Like when I think of visiting, I've never been to Greece, but what I imagine is when you take in a landscape and you feel kind of in awe at the history and the beauty and the art of it all, that's what her writing style is like. And I did appreciate that. Like, I will always admire her writing style. The story itself was probably what I was less enamored by. I just wasn't as like locked in or taken by the story, but it was still a beautifully written book, and I rated that one a 3 out of 5. Secondly, the second book that I had to talk about today is Intermezzo by Sally Rooney. And this was the first Sally Rooney book that I've read. I know she's a very widely known and respected author, mostly, I believe, for normal people, and the series that I think it's on Netflix or Amazon, but wow, just wow. Going into the book, so I picked this up at one of my bachelorette parties in Quebec, and I have been dying to read it. I got a special cover and it's beautiful, and I'll leave a picture here somewhere. But I don't know why I dawdled picking that one up, because that is probably the highest rated book of mine that I've read this year so far, other than Wind and Truth. And upon first impression, like, you get into the first chapter, and I'm gonna try to keep this no spoilers. You get into the first chapter, and you're immediately thrown into the brain of one of the main characters, and it was a little disconcerting and I'll say difficult to kind of understand at first, because Sally Rooney puts you in the perspective of a mind of somebody who is potentially under the influence of something and has been impacted by certain things in his life. And as you go on reading that, it is increasingly and increasingly a part of that character. And I just think she did a really great job in communicating how it feels to be in that mindset and how erratic and maybe like unwell, how that is, the way that that book reads is like how I would imagine that brain function actually looks like and looks at situations, which I thought was super amazing. And when I read this book, it felt like what I imagine kind of like an A24 movie to be. If someone were to produce this into a like film or a TV series, like I feel like it would be an A24 show or movie. I was extremely invested in the storylines and each character's growth and complicated situations. The relationships in this book are painfully real. They are touching and hurtful and raw. And I resonated a lot with many of the characters' struggles. And maybe that's why I also loved it so much. And it really does explore the idea of just complexity in general of love and relationships and how intuitive and different that looks like for so many people. And yeah, I was so pleasantly surprised reading this one. I rated Intermezzo a 4.5, which again is probably one of the highest ratings I've given a lot of books lately. And the only reason why I didn't give it a 5, in my head, when I give something a 5-star rating, it's like if I'm recommending it to somebody, no matter who I'm recommending it to, I feel like it will be a 5 across the board. Every single person that I love is going to love this book. But for only reason why I'm giving it a 4.5 is because I don't think every single person is going to love this book. I think some people may find, and I've heard other reviewers say this about Sally Rooney's writing as well, but I think some people may find it difficult to brave past the initial density and complexity of the writing at first. But see, the thing with me is I enjoyed that because what I've been trying to do to get myself out of my slumps lately is like try to read fluffy romances, and I don't think that that's been helping. I think I needed something with a lot of depth and meaning and a lot of something that my mind needed to actually work through to get me out of my slump. And I think that this is the one that officially pulled me out. So interested to know if any of you have read Intermezzo, and if you have, what you thought about it. If you think I should pick up more Sally Rooney books, what should I pick up next? I know Normal People is a very popular one, so I might be interested in reading and or watching that one. But yeah, that was really, really, really good. And I need to dig into my physical TBRs because I've been naughty and neglecting them and pretty much only reading on my Kindle, which I shouldn't be doing because I have like 10 books that are just kind of waiting to be loved on. So anyways, that's all I got for today. Let me know if you've read any of these books Let me know what your most recent 4 to 5 star read was. I'm excited to know. And if this audio and video quality is not that good, this may never come to light. But hopefully it is, and I can continue doing shorter videos like this. So, thank you so much for watching. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. Have a lot more podcasts and hopefully videos up with a few people that really inspire me, so that's really exciting. So stay tuned for more, and again, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!